Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka is accusing President William Ruto of making unilateral decisions in the absence of his cabinet, saying the constitution does not give him leeway to impose decisions on the country just because he is president. According to Kalonzo, President Ruto is slowly working to increase his personal control over the Kenya Kwanza regime. For instance, the ongoing purge at the DCI that the country is staring at the emergence of a personalized dictatorship in which a leader decides he does not need to consult anyone or any institution in decision-making.
As believers in our Constitution 2010, the rule of law and due process, we are deeply concerned about the trajectory the regime is taking. We are constrained to ask, in the absence of a cabinet, who is making these decisions and coming up with the fundamental proposals that President Ruto is declaring? Is the outgoing cabinet making fundamental and binding decisions for the incoming cabinet? Are the members of proposed cabinet that is being vetted already making decisions before they are sworn in and are able to take the oath of office? Is President Ruto acting alone? Who is making these fundamental policy decisions? Who prepared the report leading to the ongoing purge of the DCI? Who decided that we can manufacture fertilizers jointly with a neighboring country or to build dams on a PPP basis? Ruto appears to be shifting fundamental decision-making from the government to himself and perhaps partially to his party. We fear that these events are early insight into the intentions of Kenya Kwanza leadership and administration and the future direction of the regime. Ruto is slowly working to increase his personal control over the regime. He's steadily moving away from the more collective and collegial leadership style characteristic of his predecessors. We are staring at the emergence of a personalized dictatorship in which a leader decides to avoid constraints and believes he does not need to consult anyone or any institution on decision-making. We are seeing a leader's personal philosophies, fears, and ambitions being presented to the country as policies. It is a one-man show, simply put. From both history and experience, we know that leaders who came to power and immediately embarked on chipping away at the constraints on their rule over a span of years and ultimately emerged as highly dangerous autocrats. Ladies and gentlemen, this kind of approach has very high chances of miscalculation. This personalized approach to policy making also gives leaders, and it will definitely give President Ruto the latitude to change his mind on a whim. This is a recipe for volatile and erratic policies.